Nzama ya mbunge ya Seneti ya Maundu Silikali ya Mitiuuko Niyamukwatya na Mavityo Spika wa mbunge ya Kaundi ya Masaku Muwandu Kiusya kwa kutumia Vinya Utee na Miao ya mbunge ya Kaundi ya Masaku Kuungamya Syikalo ya mbunge matuko ana mwaini wa kana na Ingi Kuvuthiisya Miao ya mbunge Nthini wa Kuvetanga Muungu wa Kuungamya Syikalo na ile Inasyokeiwe kuimithani wa Iyoo itina wa kivindu chapa kuvimithana 50 Nthini wa kikalo cha Nzama na kila chaeteva mwema MCA ma Masaku onthe Spika na kalani wa mbunge na kila kinetitwe ni seneta wa Masaku Muwandu Agnes Kavindu Nzamene yaumia mwamulo mbunge itwaisye kikalo kimwanya Nthini wa chuma kimwechukite no kana kuikithia mauthukumi onthe alama na kwamete ni mavani wa undume uthinikiwa kwa vaita munene wa mwanenthi wa Kaundi ya Masaku Benjamin Mwaka na Elivoti
itino kukwatwa mwaki ni Nzama yukueleza ni Kuungamya Syikalo ya mbunge ya Kaundi ya Masaku Spika Muwandu Kiusya niwetikila kutumia usili wake wemwe na mwathukoni na Miao kwa kulea kukonya Amemba manza manene ya uungami wa Syikalo ya mbunge yani House Business Committee otaundu Miao ya mbunge itikilitie Mbee wa Kuvikia utio uno.
The Speaker exercised the discretion under Standing Order number 1 of our standing orders to stop the operations of the Assembly. Therefore, the decision was arrived at and executed within the inherent and governance powers of the Speaker.
Ngaliko yala Ingi nala nini kwa wasio mwenisya ikithia Spika uchioni wa kuungamya na kuvingwa Syikalo sio ndisya ile anatoa isi uvathukoni na Miao muungamolo atui kwa Nzama ya mbunge ya Seneti ya devolution.
The Standing Order number 1 gives the Speaker power to do that or to make that determination while in the chamber. At the time of making the determination was not in the House. She was not in the chamber.
Now, this is a scenario. On one hand, she unilaterally closes the Assembly, and on the other hand, she uses a decision of a CASIB. And McHugh, CASIB has no powers over Assembly sittings. The Speaker invocation of CASIB decisions to manage legislative sessions is an abuse of office and violation of doctrine of separation of powers.
The committee notes that the County Assembly Service Board has no mandate to determine the calendar of the Assembly or House business and therefore should not pronounce itself on such matters going forward.
Miao utio wonde kukonya uthukumi wa ile kwithwa wina wiwano wa Amemba ma House Business Committee sindu ilo tongoi wa ala Ingi na anini mbungeni ya Kaundi ya Masaku meweta ya atiwa na Nzama ya mbunge ya Seneti ya Maundu Silikali ya Mitiuuko yaumia mwamulo Syikalo ya mbunge ya Masaku Isyokeiwe Nthini wa chuma kimwechukite lakini Mbee itwaiwe kwisila kikalo kimwana.
Honorable Speaker, we had enough quorum to approve the business that was supposed to be tabled before the House. Honorable Speaker, during that meeting, the Speaker tried to start dictating and directing on what to come.
In the House Business Committee, we ballot for agendas. If my English serves me well, is how many are in support of agenda number 1? You raise your hand, it is balloted. She refused to give us that opportunity and dictated to the clerk, do agenda number this, and this is what is going to come to the floor of the House.
The chairperson of a select committee other than the House Business Committee shall have an original vote but not a casting vote.
Part 2 says paragraph 1 shall not apply to the chairperson of the House Business Committee or shall have neither, underline the word neither, so who shall have neither an original nor a casting vote.
The committee observes that the suspension of the County Assembly plenary sittings amounted to an alteration of the Assembly calendar, contrary to the provisions of Standing Order 25 of the Machakos County Assembly Standing Orders, which requires the resolution of the Assembly. The committee directs that the County Assembly convenes a special sitting within the next 7 days to consider a motion to alter their calendar to resume plenary sittings to recover lost time.
I've immediately resumed. We'll again make a follow-up and meet you there in your own assembly. We meet there again to see how you are operating. If there are any small teething problems that we can be able to discuss and solve it.
Kuangalia kwa seneta wa kaunti ya Masaku Muwandu Agnes Kabindwa Muthama ni wakulya ma MCA maswani mwene nthiulo amanuvie aiweto yuthukumi mwingi wa vata wa mbunge ii ona mauthukumi maingi ma vata ma Silikali ya kaunti ya Masaku ni maende kukunika kumanwa na muvwavwano uno.
For instance, the Machakos County valuation roll is still pending 6 April 2025, despite the provision of Section 34 of National Rating Act, which mandates the Assembly to consider the same within 60 days of submission. Failure by the Assembly to consider the roll within the stipulated time, the same is deemed to have been approved, thus depriving MCAs an opportunity to exercise their representation role. It is worth noting that due to the indefinite suspension of plenary sittings, tabling and committee of the budget estimate had not been done, and consequently, the 21-day timeline for sectorial committees to consider the estimates have already lapsed. This therefore means that the indefinite suspension of the plenary and committee sittings has delayed the budget-making process by around 24 days.
But the Speaker has said the County Assembly passed a motion to say whenever they are on recess, she can do that. But this was not recess. It was suspension.
You said, you actually earlier said
Yes.
that the powers to commit to the committee were given by a motion when you are going to recess.
Yes. We were on
Suspension?
before we went on
When did the recess begin?
we were on
suspension. And I'm just praying and asking you, with all humility, you go and serve the people of Machakos who elected you. You are leaders, and if you cannot agree as leaders, then what will happen to the electorate who elected you and put you in those offices? Kindly go and deliver services to the people of Machakos.
Vilengwa mauvo kuma vamu sino ilovi nyenito Benjamin Mwaka.